Hi folks, this is Vicki at patternprincess.com. Today I wanted to show you how to do the stitches for this really pretty blanket. The stitch pattern in this blanket that I've used was the straight box stitch. You can also find the tutorial on the website for just doing the stitch and the tutorial on YouTube for just doing the straight box stitch. But I used that same stitch for the blanket itself and the border. So I also carried the yarn up the side of the blanket. So here's a close-up look. If you look really close, you can see it peeking through here, but unless you're really looking for it, yeah, I don't think you notice it. It has a really nice, soft, pillowy texture. The yarn I used for this blanket, I used 2 skeins of each in 3 different colors here. One is, I gotta look at my paper because I forget the names. Hold on. I think it's called Agave, Patina, and then the lighter one is a Winter Mint. And it's all a Wander, and it's an acrylic yarn, and it's 240 yards of each color. So, and this works up really super cute, super fast. So I'm just going to show you in a little bit different color yarn, because I don't have any of this particular 3 skeins left to show you. But I just want to show you how to do the steps of this so that you can be successful in the pattern. The pattern is on the website, and the pattern is a sea glass blanket, because my daughter said it looked like the sea glass colors. And of course, every time I get on camera, I always have a yarn mess. I think it's because I wind out so much at once and then it gets tangled. So the pattern repeat is of 4 stitches. So this chain stitch is 16 stitches long, okay? The pattern, once you get going, is a repeat of row 2. So what I'm going to do is skip the first 3, excuse me, 1, 2, 3. And then in the 4th chain, I am going to work 3 double crochets, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, then we're going to, there's 3, then we're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then in the 4th chain, we're going to work a single crochet, chain 2, and then we're going to work 3 double crochet all in that same stitch. So here's 1, 2, 3. Today the yarn that I'm using for the sample is it's a white Caron Simply Soft, and then I'm going to be using a teal. So I just let you know that. 1, 2, 3. In the 4th chain, we're going to repeat what we just did. We're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets. 1, sorry about that, 2, 3, and then we should have 4 stitches left, which we do. And then all we're going to do is we're going to skip those, and in the last stitch we're going to work a single crochet. So our row 1 is done. This is what row 1 looks like. It's a very small little sample of row 1, but that's what it looks like, okay? So what I did on this pattern is I changed colors every other row. So I'm going to do that here as well, so you can see what it looks like every other row. You could change it every row if you felt like it, or you could not change it at all, okay? So in row 2, this is the row that we're going to work throughout the pattern, okay? So we're going to chain 2. I made this a little bit shorter rather than a standard chain 3. I just thought it looked better in this pattern. So this counts as our double crochet. You could do the chain 3 otherwise, okay? And then you're going to work 3 double crochet in that first stitch. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we're going to jump over to this space right here. We're going to skip this. And then in here, we're skipping these double crochets. So then in this space where you did that chain 2, we're going to work around the chain 2 stitches. You're going to insert your hook there and then work a single crochet and then chain 2. Then right in that same space there, we're going to do 3 double crochet. So here's 1, 2, 3. And again, we're going to skip the double crochets and go right into that chain 2 space. We're going to work around those chain 2s, do a single crochet, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to skip the double crochets, and then we're going to go to the very last stitch right here, and we're going to work a single crochet. That's it. That's the end of the first 2 rows. And it looks a little bit wonky right now, but believe me, it has really nice rows on sides on it. It looks really nice. Okay, so now we're going to join some teal yarn. And I wanted to use a teal yarn so that you could have a nice contrast here. So let's join some teal yarn. Excuse me. All right. And then I'll start to show you how I carried the yarn up the side here too. But we'll just quickly do a couple rows of the teal here, and then we'll start carrying our yarn. I'm bringing my yarn through. Keep it a little bit snug it up. And then we'll do our chain 2, and then right in that same stitch, work your 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then we're going to go over to that space, again, that chain 2 space, work our single crochet, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Skip over to that chain 2 space. And then we go our 3 double crochet again. 2, 3, and then a single crochet in the end space. And then we're going to come back. And then after we come back, okay, sometimes these little stitches fight you on it. It just gets frustrating. So we're going to come back, and then we're going to bring that white yarn up, and that's how you bring it up all across on both sides. So we're going to turn it. We're going to do our chain 2, and then we're going to do our 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And then jump over to that chain 2 space, single crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Skip over here. And then we're almost ready to show you. Whoopsies. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do our single crochet in the last stitch. If I can get it. Yes, I can. Okay. So now we have the first 4 rows done. This is how it looks right now. Okay. But now if I want to change my yarn, I need to go back to the white. Here's my string of white. I usually bring it up this way. And I will only usually carry yarn if it's if I had 2 more rows of color, like if I had 3 colors like I do, and I'm doing 2 rows with each color, that's about the max that I kind of like to carry my yarn. Otherwise, I just feel like it gets kind of puckery. So anyways, so here's my yarn, here's my white yarn. And I just make sure that I kind of lay it across the back. You don't want to tug. You don't want to squish this side up. So you want to just have the side laying nice. Just gently bring your yarn up. Now bring it through. And then snug up your teal yarn. Okay, just like if you were joining it if it was a new skein, right? Or a new color. You do your chain 2. And then you just continue to work. There you go. And this is all there is to it. I am on to my new color. And then and of course, part of the reason I do my 2 rows is I come right back here to my color, and it just works out really slick. You see how fast this works? And you just continue to carry your yarn up on the sides. Now I do have a couple blankets that I've made where you actually have to crochet to the yarn that you're working from to carry your yarn up. But that's not how this one works out because I'm changing the color every other row. And I'm just going to finish this row. Hopefully I have enough yarn here. Yep. And then one more. And then I'm going to show you how to do the border. Okay. So this is how this looks. So I'd go back here the next round, and then I would take this teal yarn and bring it up through, and I would just join that teal yarn just the way I did over here. And look at how nice that looks. So I would have this yarn to weave in later and this yarn, just 2 yarns, and I'm changing color. So that's how that looks, and that's that process. So now, let me see here. Let me get my yarn all untangled. Now I want to show you, here's another sample I did, a little bit longer. So here's my white. I've snipped off all of my teal, okay? So if this was a blanket I was using, I would actually weave this in and weave in my other yarn ends before I started my border. But I'm just quickly showing you here today what I'm doing. So I'm going to take the white, and I've ended my row here. This was my last row up here. So I would have ended like this, okay? So now I turn it because it would normally be time to bring my white yarn in and do my stitch here, right, to start my row around. So I'm going to go right into the stitch that I normally would, and I would bring my yarn up here because I'm not going to bring it through my teal loop, okay? I'm just bringing it up through this hole. I made a little slip stitch, and there's my yarn ready to go. Then what I did is I went on my normal chain 2 and then my 3 double crochet. So you're working this last row. This is my border now. We're going to pretend that I'm doing the border around the whole blanket. So there's my border, and this row here would be worked just like if you carried your yarn on a normal row. And we're going to just continue around on the sides. I'm going to show you. I do have pictures on the website, and I just want to make sure that you can see kind of, what I'm doing here. Because sometimes, written in picture, it's still not quite clear what's in my crazy mind. Okay, so now we've done that. Now, instead of just doing a single crochet in that last stitch right here, we're going to pretend that it was a chain 2 space. So we're going to work right in there. I did a single crochet. I'm going to chain 2 in the same space. I'm going to do the 3 double crochet. So see how I'm doing the same stitch pattern now. There's my corner. Now, this space right here where the colors change, I'm going to insert my hook, do my single crochet, chain 2, and then my 3 double crochet. And I'm going to continue working the whole side of the blanket like that. And then we just skip to the next one, single crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, whoop. And I just stuck my hook in the wrong spot. Hang on. I just stuck in the wrong hole. There we go. I'm showing you the wrong way. Okay, so we see how it's looking now. And I'm going to do a couple more. Here we go. Go right here and do my single crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. And then when I get to the corner, 2. Okay, when I get to the corner down here, I'm going to do the same thing. Single crochet, chain 2, gotta make sure I go in the right one, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we work across the bottom. This, whoop, and I'm out of yarn, so I can't tell you that's all that I had. But anyways, we continue to work across the bottom. Okay, going into these spots, and then you're going to come over here, work in the stitch here. So you're going to continue to work in these stitches right here, right where you worked the other ones, on the bottom part of the other stitches that you worked, okay? Then you come up here, and you work in the right where they change colors, here, here, and here you join with a slip stitch. Then you do your chain 2, and then you continue working around. Okay, you're just going to continue working this around. So I should say, I think I turned it. I have to look at my instructions. I turned it, and then I continued to work the straight box stitch all the way back around the same way that you did previously. So anyways, this is how you work the border around this really pretty blanket. Thanks for watching, and take care. And remember to like, share, and subscribe so you can keep up to date. And the patterns are free written patterns, and we have other YouTube video links too, but it's on patternprincess.com. Take care.